Hello and welcome back. I am Almrak and it is great to have you here. This is the second game of my first Meeple League tournament. We won the first game, which is great. Hopefully we can do well in this second game as well. So let's take a look at who's in this game. Here we are at the Meeple League Through the Ages Season 13 online tournament page. And for the first game we watched from Group 4C was Game 2. And we had won that game. And now we're going to jump into Game 7 and watch that one. After this game, we can show the results because they include the first two games currently. So we'll take a look then. For now, enjoy the game. Let's jump into it. And we are in the first spot in this game as well. And we have some pretty good choices up front here. Probably an easier decision than the other game, but let's take a look at what's going on in this game first. So Pyramids, Library, Roman Roads, all pretty fine. There's no Janzitska. So I have 3 of these games that started. None of them have Janzitska, which is probably fine. Also, none of them have Bill Gates, but this one at least has some leaders that would like to have labs. Einstein, Jobs, and Sid Meier. There's no Red Cross, but there are a few good wonders. We have Darwin, we have Nobel. We have Columbus, there's no Suez Canal, no James Cook. Vinci, Newton, Einstein, the classic science combo. Yeah, Confucius, Hippocrates. I mean, those are all good. I don't think there's anything I'd want to do here more than take Hammurabi, though. The other option would be rich land, but I think Hammurabi is the way to go here. We're in the first spot, so we can pick him. So let's go with that. Blue did what? Blue took Pyramids. Yellow takes Acropolis and Helmer. And red takes Stockpile, Rich Land, and Frugality. Loading up on the yellows. Okay. That's interesting. Select Hammurabi. And then what? Do we wait for a different wonder? I mean, we could just do regular old that. And what does everyone else have? A wonder, no wonder. So you would think we would not get Roman roads in this case, assuming red would take it. So we'd be looking out for another wonder from age 1. And there's definitely, I think, good options there. So instead of this play, what else can we do? Elect Hammurabi. Take Colossus and Engineering Genius. So we don't have Cook or Isabella or Suez Canal. So I don't know, maybe the colonization bonus from Colossus is a little bit less compelling. We could take Engineering Genius and build a bronze and just wait for a better wonder. So here we're spending 3 for 2. We can spend 2 for 1. Get that action knocked out. Take cultural heritage. We don't have a population, but it's likely we won't have an event to play anyway, because we're only drawing one card. Since we have Hammurabi, it's more likely we can play this cultural heritage. Not a big fan of this, but I don't know that I want to commit to Colossus here. I guess we could also try to get Roman roads. Build that. That's not too bad. I guess we get to use Hammurabi here. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine. Nothing else here is too much better, I don't think. So we'll have to increase pop probably twice next turn, build our lab, and then we'll have 2 actions to do something. All right, let's go with it. Oh, we did get an event to play, unfortunately. The blue, what'd they do? I can't click the button. They took rich land, took Ashoka. Yellow plays Homer, builds a bronze, increases population, takes urban growth. And red takes Hippocrates and elects him and takes Colossus and builds a bronze with rich land. So was the other thing blue did. Took engineering genius for 2. Took rich land, took Ashoka. Okay, so it's our turn. We don't have a population, so I believe we don't want to play this event at this point. So I think we can skip that. We increase population twice, build a lab, and have 2 actions. So I could see us taking swordsman here. That wouldn't be too bad. Maybe a little early because we don't know what our tactic is yet. I also like kind of like code of laws and cultural heritage here. Yeah, I mean, we don't really need any of these cards. Printing press could be fine for Darwin, or to upgrade for Fleming, or upgrade for Einstein, but I think it's too early to grab that. I think these 2 are better. So let's go with that for now. The blue elects Ashoka, builds a bronze, increases population, takes swordsman. Okay. Yellow plays an event and reveals development of crafts. Builds a philosophy, increases population, stage of Acropolis, and takes printing press. Interesting. Let's take a look at why he might have done that. So red plays frugality, takes code of laws, builds a philosophy, and increases population. So let's see. We all have a population. Yellow took printing press. Gutenberg could help there, or Leonardo, Darwin. Plumbing. I think we thought about that and didn't take that printing press, right? Maybe. Okay. So probably don't want to play politics. I could put that territory in, I suppose. What are we going to do on our turn? I kind of like this monarchy. It's pretty early still. Age 1. Then what do we do? I don't really want that irrigation yet. I don't think. Yeah. So we have Code of Laws already. Probably want this monarchy. Try to revolt into it if we can make it happen. Yeah. So we could do this, I guess, and then doing Genius. I guess we'd be holding that for later. But we have to get rid of our corruption too. We don't really want to do that. It's kind of a tough wonder to get rid of corruption on, but we actually are in a position to do it. So if we just build like 3 stages here, then we could revolt the monarchy next turn, finish this stage, and I think we'd be out of corruption because we're going to get 4. We'd spend 1, get 4 back. So I think that will get us out. As long as we already got one of the events out of the way, that would mess that up. So there's 9 events left. And 1, 2, 3 of them will give us some corruption. So there's a 2/3 chance that we'll be able to revolt, finish this, get out of corruption. Given that, I don't mind slowing the event deck down a little bit as well, and not playing an event. So let's try it. I'm not really interested in any of this yet. So let's see if we can make this happen. So blue plays an event, reveals development of science. Takes irrigation, builds a lab, increases power, builds a temple. Alright, so 1 event out of the way. What yellow do? Plays an event, reveals development of warfare. That's good. 2 events out of the way. Can we survive 1 more? Red plays an event and reveals. No, we can't. Got 2 out of 3. So we get 2 food for that. So let's see what our turn looks like. And then, what do you do? Code of Laws, Colossus, Stockpile. So, I guess it would not. That worked too well anyway. Because we are unhappy. We'd have to not build that worker, I guess. But if we finish this, we're one short now. So let's see. Maybe we can set ourselves up for next turn. Do Code of Laws, finish that. increase population. And then what? Maybe grab an iron. And we don't have much to do with our resources. I guess we could take this knights. Take the Great Wall, Forbidden City. And then I guess Great Wall and urban growth is fine here. The happy face from the Great Wall could help. There's no Pierre. There's no Chaplin or Shakespeare. Do have Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty. But I don't know, maybe that happy face will help out. If we get 2 resources, we can finish that next turn. And we'd be in a pretty good spot to revolt, I imagine, after that. Yeah, we're getting 4 tokens here, though. And we'd have 2 here. So I think that would be just enough to be able to do it. Yeah, I think this is okay. We'll just run with this and see what happens. I mean, the alternatives, you try to grab iron. I don't think I want to get started there. I have Roman roads to help for now. Knights is on 3, it's a little far away. Could do that. I don't need the civil action from Forbidden City. So I think this is okay. Blue takes iron, finishes pyramids, and increases population, builds a warrior. Yellow plays an event, reveals development of civil life. Searches and builds a library. Printing press takes knights and iron, and copies fighting band. Okay. Red reveals development of trade routes. They get their 3rd token. Take Forbidden City, Nostradamus and Lecton. 2 stages of Forbidden City and copies fighting band also. So it's our turn. We don't want to put that territory in. We don't have any happiness, which is a problem. Cannot finish the wonder, which is not good. Joan of Arc is here. Alchemy and Leonardo and Gutenberg. Yeah, I don't know who's going to be better than Joan of Arc here. I don't know. I mean, we can revolt the lab. We're not any stronger. I don't really like that. I mean, if we could get alchemy, then Leo could be good, but I'm not confident that that's going to happen. We could do Elner. I mean, but we just need to get stronger is one of our problems here. So let's see. So if instead here we built a temple, I guess we have urban growth, so we can just do this. And then elect Navarre. I think with the military action, but we may want to do it with the civil action so that we can do that. And then what? Swordsman, perhaps? Patriotism, rich land. Alchemy. Yeah, okay, so that's an option. We could do Gutenberg. Take alchemy. And yeah, then what, right? We could copy the tactic to get to 3, but that doesn't really help us too much here. We can do swordsman. Something like that. Swordsman's not too bad because we have the Great Wall here. We won't be able to finish again next turn with this option. Let's try this again. So we are not... I mean, we will definitely, almost definitely become weakest, though. So here let's see, we could build that. I guess we can just build a couple of stages and then take Richland and copy this tactic. So we are still going to be weaker, though, almost certainly. So we really didn't solve that problem. At least now we're not weaker for most of it. We can get monarchy next turn and finish this next turn. In theory, we could bid on something also if it happens to come out. This is probably fine for me. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. Okay, blue develops swordsman, increases pop, takes Eleanor. Builds a swordsman and upgrades a mine and takes frugality. Interesting. Okay. Yellow plays an event, reveals immigration. Develops iron. Upgrades, develops knights, builds one, increases population. And red finishes Forbidden City, takes Breakthrough, takes Patriotism and Swordsman, and Cartography. All right, it is our turn. Border conflict is here. We are not the strongest, though. We're also not the weakest. But let's see what skipping would look like. We get a population. All of the alchemies are sitting right here. So finishing that seems good. Probably don't want theology here. Probably won't get that last population out here either. So what else do we want to do? There's an iron and an irrigation left, but red doesn't have them yet, so it might be harder for me to get them, but we'll see when they come out. We can get this monarchy out, which doesn't seem too bad. And then what? Yeah, we have 2 actions left and they're a little bit awkward. Alchemy, bread and circuses. There's Darwin, there's no Pierre. So that's not bad. What if we don't do this monarchy? Is there really anything we want here? If we go all the way back here. There's no Bach, there's no Marlena, so we definitely don't need to reach for this drama. We have a tactic for knights, but we're holding the Great Wall, so I'm not really interested in grabbing this for 3. We could get reserves. And it's possible that alchemy would make it back to me. I mean, yellow already has printing press. So I might be able to grab this alchemy next time. Get this reserves for now. And the other option is we don't finish the Great Wall. But that seems worse. I think I like finishing it. I mean, if we don't finish it, there's just nothing better to do here, really. You can take and upgrade a theology. That seems silly at this point. You could get monarchy and build another lab. That seems kind of silly too. Do you really want to get a reserves 1 for 3? I mean, I don't think I want to. I mean, bread and circuses also, it's good for Gaudi and Darwin, I suppose. Maybe there's some value in grabbing it. There's reasonable lab leaders here. We're just missing gates. So I don't know. I probably am inclined here to do this. Yeah, we can't actually get alchemy next turn though, unfortunately. we can get alchemy this turn. I mean, if we do this, we're almost certainly going to get alchemy next turn. So what are we saying no to? Bread and circuses, I guess? There's another one of those too, really. I mean, that's a weird reach, but... I think I'm going to grab this reserves. If I want to get the alchemy, I can grab it next time. I'm going to start not producing resources here with Roman roads. I think that reserves might come in handy. I mean, it does, if I do want to take alchemy next turn, it does cost me the civil action. I'm not getting bread and circuses, so we'll have to figure something out for happy faces, but we have options, and organized religion with Joan could be good. And yeah. So that's, I think, what I'm going to do here. So we'll end this turn, right? Yeah, so hopefully blue will play politics and we'll get this border conflict. And I think that's everything. The blue takes alchemy, plays frugality, builds a swordsman, develops irrigation, takes bread and circuses. Interesting that you'd research it, but that's fine. Border conflict comes out, and we win that one. That's good. Takes Gutenberg, elects him, builds a library with Gutenberg, takes monarchy, and builds a knight, and takes alchemy. And then red takes alchemy, develops it with breakthrough, develops swordsman, upgrades, plays patriotism, upgrades 2 warriors, takes knights. I think that means we don't get an alchemy, which we thought we would. But yellow took one, which I guess makes sense with Gutenberg, because now they can use it. So we thought yellow might not take it, but they did. So we do not get that, but scientific method comes out right away. So that's pretty exciting. So cartography, oh, red's holding it, okay. So these territories aren't the best for us to play here. Scientific breakthrough is fine to get right now. We could put knowledge of the ancients in, be pretty good for us. Then what does the turn look like? So we could get monarchy. We could get iron. There's a drama and a bread and circuses. There's no Bach, there's no Marlena, there's no Pierre. So not a priority to grab those. We don't have iron or irrigation yet, so Machu Picchu is not the best, but we could. Yeah, not really. I mean, we can get into iron here. Which would be good. It's pretty late though. Would you rather get a late iron or an early scientific method? Since we didn't get alchemy, doesn't seem too bad. And maybe we wait on scientific breakthrough because now we're getting more science. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Can still get monarchy next turn. and upgrade the other one of these. So hopefully we can grab coal. Let's go with that. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Why don't we build a warrior? And we're strongest again. Or we save the resources and play a tactic to get stronger. And we save the population, I guess, in case of pestilence. Yeah, blue definitely can get stronger here. So it's like bread and circuses, build one, upgrade upgrades, and get 3 stronger pretty easily. It's to 11. Yellow cannot get stronger very easily unless they play tactic, and then they get up to 10. And red, not super easily can they get stronger, but they would not weakest. So we could end up weakest plausibly. So let's go ahead and play that. I don't know where we're going to use that population at the moment anyway. And if pestilence comes out, then it does. You know, I don't know. I mean, the other side of that says we don't have a lot of resources, so doing what we can to save resources would be good. And the only place would really be affected is on red's turn. If blue and yellow both do get stronger, assuming yellow has a tactic to play. Then it would just be on red's turn that we would be weakest. On our turn as well, but we'd be able to see the event to know whether to play something. I think I'm gonna gamble on not building it and just save the resources. I mean, my concern is that they're gonna get stronger and I'm just gonna want to build it next turn anyway. But that's okay. It saves me the population, the resources, and you know, yellow just played. Blue didn't play an event though when they were weaker, and they have Eleanor, so maybe they know something about what's in here. Maybe they knew border conflict was in there because blue played 1 event. Yellow played 3 of them, and yellow played into it when they were weaker. So if you assume they didn't play border conflict, there's at least 2 more in here, and maybe 3 that yellow wanted that are not strength events. And yeah, so let's just try this and see how it goes. I don't plan on using that. And I'm not going to probably do an aggression. Nice. Good tactic, good tactic. Okay, blue develops bread and circus, builds 1, upgrades to swordsman, takes rich land and urban growth. Yellow develops monarchy, destroys a lab, and builds a temple. Takes bread and circuses and frugality. Red takes iron and irrigation and breakthrough and reserves and upgrades to an alchemy. Interesting. Very late to take iron and irrigation, I would say. Okay, so we have scientific breakthrough that no one revealed. So that's interesting. So maybe we don't play an event and just get some more science from that. Is anyone else going to get more science? Blue's not, probably. Yellow's not. Red is not. Okay, so I'm not real interested in putting in these territories. Knowledge of the ancients would be good. Refugees, possibly? What can we do on this turn? We could fix our happiness. But I don't think I like that plan. I don't think. You can research for riflemen. And then what though? I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Yeah. So we can take architecture and rifleman and build one of those to get stronger again. Now we actually have a person we can use to colonize if that happens, but we have no cards, so we're really not going to win anyway. I mean, this is okay. Organized religion also gets us stronger and gives us happy faces that we don't need right now. So I'm not real excited about that. If we want to get to this tactic, we could use 4 swordsmen. And we can upgrade riflemen while we're waiting for cannon to show up. So that's not too bad. If we do get a coal, we have rich land, we have the science. We can grab any of these other blue techs that we don't have, or get a government, which we still need. So there's lots of reasons to want that science, I think, here. Getting the architecture, we'll get a couple extra science from selective or scientific breakthrough, which is probably better than seeding something. So I think this is okay. Then I'll end this turn. My hand is full, but we can fix that pretty easily. I think I'm gonna get rid of the territories here. Blue reveals scientific breakthrough. That's nice for us. It finally comes out. Develops alchemy, upgrades irrigation and iron. A lot of nice age 1 buildings out there. Upgrades to a swordsman, takes cavalrymen. Draws a card. Yellow. Classic army. Put that out there. Plate reserves, increases pop. Takes riflemen, develops red circus, builds one. So they are now stronger. And red develops knights, builds one, kicks constitutional monarchy, engineering genius, plays reserves, builds another knight, and increases population. So they can copy classic army next turn and go up to, what, 18? That's pretty good. So what are we gonna do here? So we see that Call to Arms is next. And we are one of the 2 weakest. So maybe we don't put that out there. We have a reasonable tactic already. If we can grab that cannon there. So we'd like to get stronger here. How do we do that? A lot of options. Also, coal and selective breeding are up here. Wow. There's lots we want to do on this turn. If we do that, we take those two. And then what? Develop one of them. And do that, we don't get cannon, we stay weakest. Okay. Do rifleman. Upgrade one. Guess still discover monarchy. Take cannon and coal. There's another selective breeding, so presumably someone and 2 have irrigation. So like yellow can grab this one for 1, and then we can grab the next one. So this gets us to be not weakest, so that we don't get hit by call to arms. Guess we sort of don't mind either. I mean, if we lost 1 civil action this turn, what would that look like? I think we probably, I mean, there's a bunch of cannons left. Maybe we don't have to take this one for 2 yet. And getting our economy fixed here seems important. And we can always grab another cannon. We can use riflemen to get stronger in the meantime. Unfortunately, we can't get coal going this turn. I guess unless we didn't take selective breeding. If we didn't take it, we could do that. Sitting on this 3 food, which is kind of frustrating. We're leaving a lot out here on the table. We can do that. And upgrade one of these. So now we're holding 3, 5, 7. So 10 resources. So we still can only do this 1 time. But we won't get hit by call to arms, which is, I don't know, semi-important. And then the hope is another selective breeding comes soon, and another cannon comes soon. We can get into those. All right, back at the beginning here, but what I'm gonna do is get the monarchy. We could consider navigation for some strength, but we don't know what's in here. We have pretty good science, so navigation could be a good way to spend it. But I think 2 happiness solutions are here, and food to increase population. But what I'm looking at is taking these 2 because we need some resources. So fixing that, this will all help us fix that. And if we did just selective breeding, then we don't really have the happiness to increase population anyway. So maybe we can get the statue and fix both things at once. But I think to get stronger here, I mean, I guess it's probably not good to be weakest through all of these. Plus, if there's Dark Ages, using some science is good. We could play an event and just lose a civil action here and stop at this. So we'd have 6 plus 5, 11. So we'd be able to upgrade coal. Still only once, so it doesn't really help much unless we used our reserves. I'm thinking we might use this for food to get one last population out, potentially. So given all that, I think we just develop riflemen and upgrade. We can get coal once next turn and then more after that. We are strongest for things that might come out. And that seems pretty good. Also protected against Dark Ages if that should happen to come out too. And I mean, we could do Infiltrate. That's a nice one to hold on to. Refugees is good. Knowledge of the Ancients is a nice innocent one if we want to try to play that. So let's get rid of Crime Wave. Blue reveals Call to Arms, so we don't get hit by that, which is nice. They take Revolutionary Idea and Urban Growth. Yellow reveals Rebellion, which doesn't hit any of us. Upgrades 2 irons, takes Newton, elects him, takes selective breeding. Alrighty. Red, yeah, copies Classic Army, develops Constitution of Monarchy, takes Breakthrough, Cannon, and Nobel, and elects Nobel, and builds a 4th Bronze. Interesting. And we have Good Harvest. That's kind of nice. Kind of nice for everybody. What else do we have in here? We don't know anything else in here. We still would like a cannon. This strategy is really nice for science, but want to try to get into that iron this turn, right? So let's see what our turn will look like. And then civil unrest or refugees. Knowledge of the Ancients is maybe fine here. We have time to think about whether we want civil unrest or refugees later. But we wanted to get into this coal. So there we got a good start on it. And we want this selective breeding, because it's the last one. Ocean liner. Can't get it though. Someone's gonna take it, unfortunately. If we wanted it, we'd have to really pay for it. We don't have the resources really, so that's not in the cards for us this game. Statue of Liberty, I think, could be a reasonable option for our happiness and food instead of selective breeding. But it might not be good enough. So if we take that, like I don't mind that. We're not going to be weakest for a while, at least. Yeah, I wonder if we even play an event. I mean, what if we just let Good Harvest sitting there? So yeah, I mean, blue could get stronger if they wanted to get into something. Yellow can, yeah, with riflemen and upgrade 2 of them. And then we will start to be weaker. But I guess we have Wave of Nationalism for that to upgrade. Yellow put in a lot of those, and yellow was kind of strong. I guess, yeah, if we put Knowledge of the Ancients, at least it mixes up some of these Age 1 events. It makes it less likely we'll hit one of theirs, and we'll know, I guess, one of the things in there. Give some science. We're not using the food this turn though. What's rats look like? Yeah, it's still there. So if we had to increase pop, it would prevent us from taking one of these cards. And I think we want all these cards. We're gonna get strategy next turn. Assuming we're gonna be one of the weakers, we're gonna get strategy. Well, Wave of Nationalism first. Upgrade one or two of these. Strategy, upgrade one of these. 1, 2, 3, plus take some things. So I think we really want these cards, and so we don't need that food now. So I think we can wait just to, I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little conservative with playing events. I mean, Knowledge of the Ancients is good for us. And we're only going to be weakest potentially on red's turn, so it's only one event that we're weaker on. It's possible that yellow and blue and yellow won't even play events, and then red will just reveal Good Harvest. And that would be good. Yeah, I think I'll put it in just to know. If rats hits, that's fine. And it doesn't corrupt us. 2 more food does not corrupt us, so we should be fine. And then we take selective breeding, strategy, wave of nationalism. That looks pretty good. Can't use our military action here, but that's okay. 2 cards, we're not going to play that. And this seems unlikely for us. Okay. So does blue take Napoleon for 3? Everyone else has their leader already. The blue takes Napoleon for 3, and Watson. Takes Kanban Frugality, increases population, and upgraded an iron built, or upgraded something here. So they are stronger, unfortunately. We were concerned about that. Oh, yellow goes and plays an event. Wow, okay. Well, we don't get the foray. They develop a rifleman, upgrade twice, and they're at 20. Okay, we all lose a population. So, red takes Ocean Liner. Develops cartography. Wow, they have a lot of actions. We'll go look at what they did in a sec. They're strong again. Wow. Okay. Destroyed a mine. Developed iron. Upgraded one. We didn't get that foray. I wonder why yellow really wanted to get an event out. And they knew a lot of what was in here. So yeah, we're gonna lose a population, but that's mostly okay for us. We're our weakest, that's good. So at least we only lost the 1 foray. It wasn't bad for us, it just wasn't good. Now, maybe we play an event. Probably not gonna be refugees. Cannon stuck around, that's really good for us. So we can probably destroy actually that warrior. We play Wave of Nationalism. They can develop a cannon. Build one, upgrade one. And we're in pretty good shape. We need to use these cards. Ooh, yikes. Okay, so let's, I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. Not play Wave of Nationalism? Not increase population, maybe? Yeah, maybe we can do that. So that would look like... Does Knowledge of the Ancients help us? Do we want to put anything in? Popularization of Science still seems okay. Alright, let's just figure this out again. Strategy. So Knowledge of the Ancients would help now because we could still get cannon. We do this and that. Pull this down. Play Wave of Nationalism. Nope, can't play that. Take and build a cannon. Take and develop cannon. Build one. And what will our strength be? Now I have to do math, don't I? So it's going to be 2, 12, it's 3 is 15, plus 4. That is definitely not right. Okay, let's go back the other way, and then here, why not? I'm just going to go figure it out and I'll be right back. Yeah, so I figured that out for a sec and just thought about some things, and I think what I like here, there's different ways to do it. You get, I guess there's questions around how many of these age 1 events do we want to use before the age ends? Be nice to get them all if we can. Do we want to get the strategy in? We probably need to get the cannon. We definitely need to take it. We probably need to use it. We have Wave of Nationalism to help with that. There's a question of which unit do we destroy? The bronze or the warrior? I'm going to go with the bronze here, I think. And we're going to lose Joan. So do we try to take a leader? Darwin definitely does not work for us. Maria is not great. I think Max is going to be good. So I think we're going to take Max next turn. We'll lose Joan, then we'll take Max and hopefully get into an age 3 government really early. So I think using building some military now is good. So I think we do that with Wave of Nationalism, cannon, increase pop. I suspect rats might be in here. Maybe yellow was fishing for rats last time. Did they increase pop or did they? Oh, no, maybe not, because they increased population, so they played an event while they had food on the table. So whose other event is in there? Blue? And blue's sitting on food too. So, I mean, I guess they couldn't increase population last turn anyway. Maybe not. Maybe there's no rats. But I think increasing population makes sense here. Otherwise, we pull it from somewhere else. And if we didn't increase pop, we would make another food and the age ends. So we end up in the same spot anyway. So I guess the only reason to not do that is we save an action and can play cultural heritage. But anyway, we do this and we play reserves and upgrade that to Richland. Something like that looks pretty good, I think. We get to 23, so we're tied. We'll be at 22 once Joan dies. We just lose this cultural heritage. The only way to get that would be to move this warrior over here. But I think we want these warriors here anyway, so we can upgrade them and get the tactic again. So I think they're good here. And we just lose the 2 science, which is and culture, but that's fine. That's not what we need the most right now. And all that said, I think we can play an event. I think we're in a good position to get stronger. And Knowledge of the Ancients is there, so it's safe. So it would probably be refugees, I think, is what I'll put in. And then we lose this bronze, we play reserves, we upgrade with rich land, play wave of nationalism, take cannon and research, increase build one, and play the type. Okay, so we're good for strength events, we're good for rats, pestilence happened, we can try to colonize something if we happen to draw a card. And popularization of science wasn't bad either, but Roman roads is going to switch over to culture pretty soon. So we'll be at 6 and hard to tell if we'll get higher. Nice to hold on to this as an option if we think it will work out well for us. Now we will discard a card, probably strategic territory. In what world would we put that in? I guess if we got satellites or something early. I mean, civil unrest seems more unlikely. We're going to be struggling with happy faces, and they both seem unlikely, really. But I think strategic territory, there's just too much has to happen to make this useful. I mean, really, to play civil unrest, we're going to need to see professional sports or something pretty early. Otherwise, I mean, we're going to have a happiness problem here. The last organized religion's, I think, going to be taken by red. So, yeah, I don't really know. It's really the same. Interesting. There it is. Yeah, it came out right away, unfortunately. So happiness is going to be tricky. So blue plays revolutionary idea, develops constitution of monarchy, plays frugality, increases pop again, takes a cannon, and plays urban growth. And yellow reveals vast territory. Well, we're not going to win this. So if red wins it, we can actually get to be strongest, which is good. Red sort of needs it. I guess it gives them more population before they have to do some happiness. Yellow can't really bid. Yet red has a swordsman to bid, so I imagine that will happen. Blue can't really bid, and we can't really bid. I mean, I assume red's taking this one. And we have to get up to 5 to make a difference. And 8's probably enough to win it, which we don't want to do. So let's put 1 in. All right, nice job, blue. Bid it up to 6.
Red sends a swordsman and a card. Yellow develops selective breeding, upgrades 1, takes journalism, builds a stage at Harvard College, takes reserves. And let's see, release Joan of Arc and cultural heritage, which we knew was going to happen. Red gets some cards from Colossus, reveals Barbarian, and yellow does get hit by that. So they will lose population. So it builds a stage of Ocean Liner, then finishes it. Increases population twice, takes sufficient upgrade in Opera. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I don't know. They're sort of as well. Okay. I mean, they have a lot of actions. Let's take a look. They have a lot of actions, but production's low, science is good, culture's low. Blue. So let's see, we're doing good with resources, we're doing good with science, good with culture. We're a little behind, but not by much. Actions and happy faces. Alright, so plan was to get max, and oh, democracy popped up, so that could almost not have worked out better. Do we want to play an event? So emigration could be there. If that happens, we lose something. It's not the worst thing to have happen. It would be only us, though, and let's see, blue played that. What did blue do on their turn? Built an arena. They are just working on being stronger, also. It's kind of strange. He used the urban growth and had corruption, but I don't remember what that looked like now. If we were going to play an event, what would we play? Popularization of science or politics of strength, probably. Or we can't do an aggression because we need max. We could do scientific cooperation with red. Not with yellow. Journalism incoming and Newton. Blue won't accept it. So we could try it. I mean, neither of us is sort of imminently changing our science production. Red will lose a little when Nobel goes away. These events are pretty good, though. Popularization of science would be good. Politics of strength is probably pretty good. I mean, we have a path to get stronger. And what's our turn look like? And then, how come there's no sound? And then, I mean, they left that organized religion got left for me, which is super convenient. So it's a pretty good turn. We are strongest. So scientific cooperation would save us 4 science in this turn. Maybe we try. I don't know. We have about the same amount of science. So the conditions are good for this pact. So let's try it. Oh, he accepts it. That's wonderful. Okay. So we're going to, I think, just do the same thing, right? We just save 4 science this time. And what are we not getting? Justice System Architecture, that's fine. Journalism is fine. We don't need that here. Let's see, so Fleming and Einstein are here, so journalism's not bad, but it's okay. Platar, yeah, so I think that's our turn. And there's no reason we wouldn't do organized religion, right? I mean, you could do strategy. So immigration is in, so we might lose another one. And we want this to upgrade here anyway. We're going to have to solve happiness, so... I don't think that makes any sense. Take breakthrough. No. Okay. That's great.
So blue reveals prosperity. Helps cannon, increases pop, builds 1, 2. Copies defensive army. Takes engineering genius and Eiffel Tower and upgrades to an irrigation. Yellow reveals independence declaration. They are weakest, have no colonies, finishes Harvard College, takes efficient upgrade, and upgrades a selective breeding. Takes reserves and breakthrough, I think. Red takes and upgrades 2 computers, uses ocean liner, takes air forces. Alright, so we have a scientific cooperation problem here now. Don't we? So they have 20 and are making 12. We have 9 and are making 6. Let's see. Are we gonna get stronger? We can. So there's some incentive to not play an event, which means we can cancel the pact if we want. Now, do we want to? With this, we can play strategy. We can play selective breeding, but we don't have the resources to do anything with it. We're catching up on culture. Robespierre is not doing anything for us now. So we could grab one of these leaders. I guess, Red's gonna have a hard time catching up, I think. Blue is in it still. They can finish Eiffel Tower, and they're right there. So Sid Meier has 4 culture, reduce our science even more. Churchill will give us 4. Could also help with the or 3 more. Help with the resources later on if we need them. Could help on this turn, in fact. So if we wanted to keep this pact, what else could we do? We could take these revolutionary ideas. We just grabbed 12 science, so now we're at, well, then maybe we, upgrade, route actions, so we can't do that. Instead of doing selective breeding, we do strategy and Churchill and elect him. And then we have a good bit of science. Red will do at least 2 things, maybe 3, if they grab something as well. And we can't really maintain that, and we might want to play an event next time. So it seems like a good time to cancel this pact. And now, we could also do this. There's no resources out here, so I kind of like playing strategy. Kind of like that. So we're not really, there's definitely some problems we're not addressing here, like population and getting some of it. And blue does not have a direct way to get stronger. So we may actually manage to be stronger for refugees if we can get that to come out later. We already have architecture, still need engineering. We don't have anything for Hollywood. We already have riflemen. Mechanized ag actually could be helpful. It's just a lot better than selective breeding. To do that, we'd have to not take Churchill. Churchill's probably a good bet here. We're in a pretty good spot for him, and just with our low resources in science, he will help. We're not really set up really well for any other leader. I mean, Steve Jobs would help with happiness a little bit, but not much. Not good for Mandela. Sid Meier's there, but reduces our science more. Gandhi would be okay. We're not set up for either of them. I mean, Einstein would be fine. So Churchill's as good as any. We might as well grab him. And food's the big problem. But we can slowly start addressing that next turn, and hopefully we get refugees as well. Yeah. So let's go with it. So blue does an aggression against yellow and destroys a bread and circuses and a journalism, I think. Builds a stage of Eiffel Tower to finish it. Modern infantry, takes some movies, takes mechanized ag. Yeah, seems good. Yellow reveals wealthy territory. No, it was just a printing press. We're strongest. Is that important right now? Yeah, it kind of is. So do we think blue will play an event? I'm sorry, red. I mean, I guess I'm okay bidding 4 here. I wouldn't mind having those resources. We need them. We need food. That refugees population would be nice, but I guess if we can get it for 4, then I guess it's worth it. We won't, probably, because of red. Yeah, I mean, reds you'd think would certainly win this. They have extra population. With the resources, they could rebuild whatever they need. Maybe they had some plans to do a war here. And it might mess with that a little bit. But is that worth it? Yeah, I mean, we can't get the population back, so it's a bit of a problem. We would have to discover selective breeding, upgrade 1, destroy 1, and rebuild. That's not great. Is it? No, it's not great. So I think, I guess I'll go back to, I mean, it sort of doesn't even help here, but if we can get it for 4, then I suppose it's worth it. Otherwise, we're spending food we don't have, 5 resources to rebuild that. So let's just go with 4 and see what happens. And red wins it for 10. Just test to send 1 swordsman. 2 cards, that's a pretty good deal. Yellow develops coal with a breakthrough. Builds a bread and circuses, upgrades a coal, takes tanks, and plays patriotism, and builds a knight. Not the biggest fan of the iron to coal thing here halfway through H3. I mean, they... Yep. Red. Use Ocean Liner, takes Sid Meier. Elects him, develops Air Forces, develops Opera, builds an Air Force, builds a Swordsman, takes reserves, and military theory. So they got the Nobel Prize. Yeah, I mean, one thing I didn't consider too much was if Sid Meier would, if I could take Sid Meier from somebody. But even so, they are pretty far behind. So they're strongest. We want to try to get this refugees out if we can. Are there any bad events here? No, economic progress would be better next turn, not this turn. Okay. Now, maybe politics of strength are good here. I think culture is going to be hard to hold on to. Play that later. Happiness, maybe fine. Popularization of science, maybe fine, but we'll have to see how it looks. So I think politics of strength is good here. Oh boy. Okay. Autonomous territory. How did this last territory look? Yellow went to 7, blue went to 10. So blue's going to do that again here. I don't think there's any realistic way for me to win this. If I had selected breeding out already, maybe. I probably would rather not bid for it. I have enough actions. I have air forces here. I mean, I probably wouldn't have developed satellites this turn, but it would have been nice to get it out. Maybe I should put it out still. I don't know. Yeah, but I can just get air forces, and I can just work on getting stronger and doing a war while they send their people away to these territories, I think. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I could bid 6. Right? I mean, at 6, it's probably worth it. I could get my person back with some food. But I think more than that, for me, is not worth it right now. And blue wins it for 8. And sends a swordsman. That's pretty good for them. And now it's our turn. And now what does this turn look like for us? I don't know. Guess we can upgrade that, maybe. Get a little stronger. Don't. Refugees still in there. So being stronger is good. Blue is how strong? I forget. 2 plus 6, 8, 32. So less strong than us. We probably want air forces. There has been a lot of territories. Maybe there's more? So maybe that's satellites? Probably don't need rockets or modern infantry here. especially with our low science. We don't need movies. Internet's not that good. Spaceflight, surprisingly, is pretty good, actually. Civil service is not bad, but we don't have a lot of science, and we already have code of laws. Should we get into the selective reading now? This is okay. Let's go back for a sec. So if we don't upgrade this, we can selective breeding going, and then what? Take air forces and spaceflight. Seems pretty good. So now we have 8, 20 science. What are we going to use that on? I guess we could get multimedia going, but we just don't have the resources for that. But we could. I guess we could discover multimedia. Oops. We could get into movies. Computers, I guess, would be nice. Potentially. Military theories, only blue tech left, and we already have strategy. We already have our government. So there's just not a lot. We're probably not going to get into oil. We have coal. Computers would be fine. Scientific method. Multimedia would be fine. We don't really have we don't have a ton of population or resources to do that, though. Kind of the same with movies. Take 9 to get into those, and maybe we'll need that. There's also the Nobel Prize. So what does that mean? Baking up some science could be good. We could do that. Something like that. It's a little dangerous. Well, we can still get air forces with Churchill. So this isn't too bad. I guess we didn't get spaceflight though. That was what we missed. And seems worth grabbing that. I mean, assuming we're going to be able to get the resources to actually finish it, it seems worth it. And I think we will. We have a lot of time. So we could take civil service, something to use our science on. I guess we could even pick satellites. Space flight and air forces, and just don't do anything else. So we'll have 13 plus 6, 19 science. We can get into both of these. Or selective breeding. I mean, the problem is we can't make any people. Hopefully we win refugees and we get a person from that. That would be really nice. But yeah, so what do we if we get selective breeding? So then we could still get civil service, Air Force, spaceflight. We just don't get satellites then. Which we don't know that there's anything worth. We don't know if there's any colonies in there. There are many colonies left. But we don't know that any are in here. Yellow's probably not the one to play a colony, so we can probably say this isn't one. And who would have played them? Red, probably. So if Red played 2, then they came out here. Red did not play Independence Declaration. So Yellow or Blue did. And they probably didn't put a territory in. Maybe, if we're thinking it that way. So along those lines, there's not another territory. What we didn't get, I mean, I guess what Satellites does, it's a cheap tech for spaceflight and a lot of other things. In this, we're spending science without getting the Nobel Prize, so maybe we plan on getting Nobel Prizes the next couple of turns by doing this. This means we'll have 13, 18. So we can do these two. Then we'll have 3, 9, 14. So we'd have to wait like one extra turn before we develop something again. And that seems possible. Seems possible. Do civil service and selective breeding, wait a couple turns, do satellites and air forces when it seems like the time is right. So this sort of seems okay. We're not getting professional sports. Do we need that? There is another one. The blue tech's probably better than professional sports here. We can get happiness here. Professional sports would be an extra happy face, and it still costs 5. So it's not that much better. It is a little cheaper than satellites or civil service if you're trying to get an extra one, but maybe we can just grab the next one when it comes down. Yeah, I think I don't mind this. And then we'll see what happens. We do have this problem of people. But we'll see what the reserves and the refugees look like and make a decision later. What do I want to get rid of? Oh, blue has, or red. Yeah, okay, they have Forbidden City. Popularization of science could still be a thing. Impact of culture is going to be tough. Impact of happiness will probably be fine in the end, but we don't know. I guess civil unrest. Might want to float a population, I guess. I think actually probably population of science, but actually since this was our turn, we probably can go ahead and upgrade that. And we didn't need the resources for something else, and it gets us a little stronger. Since we're probably not going to build any more science here, we can probably get rid of that. Oh boy. We have positional army now. We just need a war. The blue develops modern infantry, upgrades, takes urban growth and patriotism. Wow. And tanks, and upgrades the swordsman. And plays entrenchments. Let's go with more cannons and they'll be pretty strong. Yellow increases population, builds a rifleman, increases population, plays reserves, takes down to Alexa. Yellow or red increases population twice, once with ocean liner, efficient upgrade, patriotism, reserves, lots of resources, plays reserves, builds a lab. So they're producing more culture now, but they're also just really far behind. So this probably is my second to last turn, I think. This might be my last production, which means we only have 2 resources to spend on anything. Do we have an event that's good to play here? No, not that. We could do civil unrest to try to get refugees. Or we could actually try to infiltrate Gandhi out. Red has an air forces. Oh yeah, it's out already. So I think the question is, if we get rid of Gandhi, would someone do a war? It seems, I mean, blue could. That wouldn't really change anything because they couldn't get any stronger, so they only take a little bit of culture away. Impact of harmony does not make sense. Culture still sort of does. Happiness doesn't really. But I guess it could if we try to get professional sports, and civil unrest is probably fine. We're not increasing population this turn, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we're up by 14, so 612. You would need 2 H3 and an H2 defense card. Seems pretty unlikely, right? What does the turn look like? We want to get the Nobel Prize this turn. Probably can't do selective breeding, so we don't have enough to finish. Depends how many cards we take, I suppose, if any. So we'll do those 2 for now. And we have 7, 13 next. It's actually not quite enough for those 2. Might be good just to do selective breeding because it's cheaper than satellites. We don't need that. We don't really need that. Professional sports could be nice. Fish and upgrade, maybe? Rockets, because it's cheap and we can upgrade for 2, which is how many resources we have right now. Then maybe military buildup. So we'll be at 60. Yeah, and yellows could get a wonder, actually. And that would make it pretty close. It could be worth trying to infiltrate. We'll be at 65, they'll be at 62. There's no impact. Oh, the yellow has 1 impact in. So getting refugees actually would be nice too, because we get the culture and the population from them, and they don't really like losing the population all that much. So yeah, we could try to get refugees out, or we could try to infiltrate them. And they'll probably get stronger, right, next turn? I mean, even if we infiltrate them and it fails, then it opens the door for blue. Which is good. We want to weaken yellow a little bit, so maybe we try to do that. We'll be strongest still. Probably, right? Yeah, probably. I think we'll try infiltrate against yellow. Just see what happens. All right, the aggression is successful. That's great. And now our turn. So we suspect that this may be our last turn of production. There's 12 cards now. And there's a pretty good number of CAs on the table. I mean, red's going to be able to make the determination. They're producing a lot of culture, so they may want another round. But we should probably just assume they're so get the Nobel Prize. We only have 2 extra resources, so we can't do that because now we don't have enough. So we're just going to be next turn researching a couple of things. Rockets would be good because we can actually do something with 2 resources. We're gonna need 2 to finish this. I mean, maybe we efficient upgrade that just for impact reasons. And that's just enough to do it without any resources. Then 4 actions left. Let's see, we're gonna have 6, 18 science. So that would be civil service and rockets. And this will leave 9 cards. I guess we can just do our best to end it. There's no reason, I don't think we have any good reason to not end it here. 1 impact from yellow. They can't really out-impact us. Maybe a industry impact. So how do we speed up ending this? We just take 2 more cards, basically. Kind of like that, and then play one of our revolutionary ideas. So now we're 5, so there'll be 7 cards left. They could complete internet, but it's not worth much. Same here. Internet would be reasonable for them. Yeah, but it's going to fall off. So they can do fast food chains, but don't really have enough resources very easily to do that. And we can't finish 2 wonders. So we don't need to make this any easier by having it go another round. I don't think we get anything by going another round. We're going to get Nobel Prize next turn, but we wouldn't be able to do it again. So trying to end it as quickly as possible seems like the right thing here. We can take 2 cards. There's no way to get another one. Yeah. Okay, I think let's go with that. Might do an aggression. Hopefully we lose civil unrest, but impact of happiness is probably not going to be great. None of these are super good, really. Culture, maybe. Okay. I don't think we're going to fix harmony. Oh yeah, we can. Well, we can't now, but probably not going to have a reason to play that because we get 12 for that, and right now we're getting 12 for this. Only be if we were researching air forces or something, but that's not going to happen. So impact of culture or happiness. It just depends on whether I want to give culture to blue or red. And I guess I would, I don't know, it's pretty close. Doesn't really matter. I guess being in the top spot, maybe impact of culture. It's going to be a little harder to play. It'd be a very spectacular situation that would cause me to use this tactic. We would have to be developing air forces, moving a rifleman there, and then playing the tactic to double the bonus. I can't even really imagine in what situation that would happen. I guess if a strategic territory, it's already out though, so that's not happening. Politics of strength, maybe? And that could happen. Oh no, oh yeah, I mean, but a lot of events would have to get played. If everyone plays an event, politics of strength comes out, we get a war, but it's not even possible to come out until our turn. Because we would, I don't know. I mean, I think this is fine. I mean, I guess if we played multimedia, we had another turn, we played multimedia, and somehow we're able to build one. Maybe we could get ahead on culture. Versus building one of these to get happiness. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty unlikely. All right, so the wonders are out. Let's see. Blue declares war on yellow after Gandhi's gone. It's Mandela, Alexin. Destroys a lab. 2 labs. Builds a bread and circuses, builds a cannon, disbands a swordsman, plays patriotism, builds another cannon, takes professional sports and endowment for the arts. It's up to 43. Can yellow do anything about this? Take military theory. Develops it. Increases population. It builds a couple of bread and circuses to get out of uprising. So blue will get 11. Red reveals vast territory. Blue getting 11 is probably good here. Just evens them out and lowers them away from me a little bit. So next turn will be the last one. I really can't bid for this, I don't think. Because I need 16 for space flight. I only have 2 resources free. And they're all accounted for. Well, I mean, I could, but what's the point? I guess I could do it and then play military buildup. And rebuild whatever, and I would have the people to do it. But what's the point? What else is our turn going to be? We're spending 1 on this, 2 to develop 2 things, 3, 4 to finish this. And that's really about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4, yeah, for this. 5, 6. So we have 2 left. So we could spend that 2 on increasing a population with vast and playing military buildup. Or we could spend it taking cards from other people. And with military buildup now, we'll get 3 resources. If we did that, we would get 9. And so we'd basically be spending 5 to get 6. Doesn't really seem worth it. With military buildup, we'll actually be able to upgrade both rockets. There's both cannons into rockets also. If we got 9 with military buildup, we would have 11 total resources to spend here, so we could increase a pop, play it, but we'd only have 1 population, so that doesn't help enough. So I think it's not. It doesn't really help any to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass just to keep the civil actions open for taking something if for some reason it makes sense. And red wins it. They're the only one that bid. They got it for 1. They sent a swordsman. They take United Nations and reserves, patriotism, rebuild the swordsman, and use ocean liner and build a warrior and increase pop. So this warrior must be to bid on whatever else is coming out. Okay, this is the last turn. Red probably has defense card, right? They would only need 1. So there's no raid happening. I don't think there's an impact of happiness happening here either. I mean, it's close to good enough, I suppose. But we're not strongest. So maybe we just wait for someone else to play an event where we'll be strongest. Who gets it? Blue? Blue doesn't really have a shot. Yeah, I think we'll go without. And then we play this. That. So we did the Air Force, the Civil Service, the Revolutionary Idea, military buildup for 3 resources so we can upgrade both of those. And then efficient upgrade lets us do that. Now we're about tapped out. Now we just finished space flight. 28, that's pretty good. 2 actions, what do we do? Anyone getting into oil? Not them. Not them. And maybe red puts everything into oil. All that science, you might want to get communism, I suppose. Maybe we take that away. You can't use these yellows. Yellow can use the yellows, but they could get it to finish fast food chains, but they don't have enough actions. And Fleming doesn't help. So I think we'll take communism. And I think that's the whole turn, right? What does this do for us? Nothing. Let's not do it. Okay, great. End the turn. Last turn. Impacts look good, so I mean, I don't think there's anything so we can lose on. We're good on government, progress. Harmony's okay. Balance is pretty good, actually. Variety is great. Strength is good. Culture is fine, not the best. But let's see, they're gonna, what are we up by here? 50? So I think we're good here. We'll see how this turns out. So blue tried an aggression against yellow, and it failed. Yellow discarded many cards. Blue plays Endowment for the Arts, gets 2 culture, takes air forces, destroys an iron, builds a temple, destroys an iron, builds another temple, takes multimedia and oil. Yellow reveals international agreement, which doesn't do anybody any good. Takes reserves, plays reserves, increases population, builds a printing press, coal. Red reveals refugees, which is good for me. And develops military theory, plays reserves twice, increases population, uses ocean liner, finishes United Nations, and reveals impact of tech, which helps them catch up a little bit and is good for us as well. Red takes revolutionary idea and urban growth. Now let's see how this thing finishes. Impact of population is not really good for us, but we'll see. Impact of architecture, it's also not very good for us. Not really good for anybody. Impact of wonders is fine. And finally, impact of agriculture. So we didn't win any of the impacts, but still managed to win it by a good margin. Just had a really good lead going into the end there. And so one of the things that happened was we got that really early revolt with Max into democracy. I think we took Max a little bit earlier. I don't remember exactly. Or did we take him on that turn even? Yeah, we took him, elected him, and revolted into democracy right at the beginning of H3. That was super helpful. And we kind of did that. We held on to Joan and lost her on purpose, seeing that Max was coming along, but the democracy poking out was super nice. We had that scientific cooperation pact for a minute, and then we canceled it. And, I mean, what else was interesting? We had Joan of Arc. Oh, yeah. We took that really early scientific method, too. I think we were pretty down on economy at the beginning of H1. And we had a couple of options, but scientific method just showed up right at the beginning of the age, and we got into that science pretty early. I think that ended up being pretty helpful. Yeah, and that was it. It's a good game. And here we are back on the Meeple Tournament page. We just watched Group 4C Game 7 here, and we managed to win that game, which is great. So now let's take a look at the results as they stand. So down here in Group 4C, we've won 2 games. We've gotten 10 points each for those 2 games. And let's see, Hotshot has finished 4 games at this point. And Vianu, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, has finished 2 games also in first place. So Vianu and us are tied, I would say, for first place with 2 game wins and 20 points total. So the next 2 games have us and Vianu in them. So it'll be fun to see how those games turn out. So we'll see how we can do in the 3rd game. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you here for the next game. Thank you.